dude, I guess first off, congrats on the podium. How'd it feel?
Felt good, you know, to finally kind of break through all this bad luck that I've been having and have a decent ride. So the night was awesome. You know, I mean, the pits weren't really open or nothing, so it was a really mellow, low-key day, and it was just, you know, one of those things that was just, you know, happened, and it just was no stress, no nothing, and it was awesome. So for me to get that for Jeff Ward Racing and then Cowie and, you know, even myself, it's just such a cool feeling to have that now.
Was it kind of weird running up front again? I mean, it's been a while. I mean, we've seen you in LCQs and stuff this year, so I mean, all of a sudden, bam, you're running up front.
Yeah, I mean, I've always known that, like, I felt like I could get back up there and do it. It was just a matter of having the confidence and getting into the first turn and making something happen. And you know, for the last 3 weeks, even before this weekend, I've struggled in the heat races trying to get, you know, a pretty decent spot because I've just had bad gate picks. So, and then once you get, you know, 9th in the heat, you know, you're automatically 18th gate pick, which puts you either way inside or way outside, and you can't really do anything from there. And you know, and then in the back, it's just freaking carnage. So if you can get a good start, you can kind of stay out of all the crap and make a decent ride out of it.
How's it been? Like, it seems like you've had so much bad luck, so many injuries through the years. I mean, I guess run it down. When did the bad luck start?
I can't even really pinpoint it, but you know,
the thing that stands out to me is that being knocked out at Metcalf's place when you're on JGR.
Yeah, that would probably be the one, I guess, you know, since 2009 was actually a good year for me, and so prepping for 2010, yeah, I got kind of KO'd there, and that's where I didn't even realize I tore my shoulder because I was worried about my concussion, and then next thing you know, it was injury after injury. But you know, there's always a reason, I think, that that happens, and you know, a lot of stuff happened in my life that obviously I'm not going to say on camera, but that I just had to that it just made me realize kind of why I probably did get hurt and what I needed to do to stay home and figure out all the other stuff. So unfortunately it has to be that way, but you know, we're working back at it and trying to get back up front.
Yeah. So are you in a good spot in your life right now? I mean, it seems like
yeah, right now we're finally, you know, getting a hold of everything and just yeah, having fun now. You know, now it's the building process, and I'm enjoying it. You know, why it's just amazing. So it's kind of helped me kind of stay focused on what I need to do.
I guess back up a little bit and talk about your year with Honda. I mean, a ride with Team Honda is a dream for many people, and probably including you because you rode Hondas all growing up and everything. But it was like, I can't really remember you on Team Honda that much because you spent much of last year hurt, right?
Yeah, you know, it sucked because I did a one-year deal, and you know, coming into the season, I had some injuries. You know, I was kind of favoring or whatever, and they took a chance with me, and then ended up having that get together with Darnell Alessi, and it just freaking it ruined me. So it unfortunately I had to sit on the sidelines for most of it because I had 2 ACL surgeries, and yeah, I barely even ever got to ride the Honda. So it was unfortunate, but you know, what can you do? It's racing.
Yeah. So you had 2 ACL surgeries?
Yeah, I had both. I had left and right. I did my left in Phoenix,
yeah,
and then came back from that, rode for a couple weeks, and came back for Colorado, or I did Budds Creek, and then the next race at Colorado I crashed in practice and tweaked my right knee and ended up tearing my ACL on that one. So it was like, that's when I was like, okay, what am I going to do? Like, am I over racing, or what? You know, what's the deal? What am I going to do? So, because I was just sick of being hurt, and it's just gnarly.
Yeah, dude, ACLs too are like one of the gnarliest injuries to come back from. I mean, or as far as time goes, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely longer than, you know, breaking a bone or breaking a wrist or something like, you know, that. But it's just the whole process of it, of, you know, having surgery and making sure everything's cleaned out right, and it's just, you know, 6 months is just, it's huge off the bike. And if you do that twice in a row, it's like you feel like you forgot how to ride a motorcycle, you know?
Dude, can you run?
No, I can't even run.
Yeah, like, so you can't train on it?
Yeah, I can't even go on a treadmill really or nothing. That's why I spend a lot of my time, or not a lot of my time, but we've been doing just leg training with like weights and stuff like that, just everything on the ground, and then some cycling here and there just because it's not so hard on it. But Yeah, I can't run.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I mean, I have one ACL surgery, and it's like I can't run to save my life.
Yeah.
How do you run after Wyatt?
I don't know what you call it, waddle or whatever, but I try to catch him. Soon I won't be able to, so it's all right though, man. It's one of those things you just gotta push forward and just forget about all that other shit and go for it.
Right. So the Jeff Ward team, you know, you're on a first year effort and everything, and I mean, to me, you know, I'm much older than you, but Jeff Ward is so badass. He was before your time, really, but
yeah.
What do you know about Jeff? I mean, have you gone back and watched old tapes or anything?
Oh yeah, I've definitely known about Jeff, man. Well, what's crazy is his mechanic for the longest time was mine in amateurs, Tom Morgan. And so Tom used to always just tell us stories about, you know, all the races and stuff like that. So it was cool to, you know, kind of get that stuff. But I had never really met Jeff before until, you know, this year, and he's a great guy, and you know, he's having a lot of fun with the team, and it's just cool to have somebody that's that, you know, stoked and positive on something. So it's good.
Does he have a lot of insight to offer, or does he kind of stand back and just offer you advice when you want, or is he pretty hands-on with you guys?
Well, he's kind of been away for the last few races, but I think, you know, like whenever we need help or want help, we ask him, and you know, get his opinion on what he think might be better, or you know, what we could work on, or you know, he's another set of eyes out there for us to use, and I think it's a positive for us to get his kind of information, just because he's done it for so long and he's still riding right now. So it's, you know, it's like, you know, how could you go wrong? So we always ask him stuff.
Yeah. Have you ridden with him much? I mean, you still.
We're actually going to go ride right now. We're going to go up to Competitive Edge. So last time I got to ride with him was Day in the Dirt, which was a lot of fun, and you know, it was cool. So.
Yeah, Wardy came home with the championship from World Mini.
I know, I saw that. I was like, no way.
So, what do you think about that? When you're retired and old, are you gonna go back to the amateur scene?
Not a chance. There's no way, man. I've spent my life, you know, growing up racing, and that's pretty much all it's ever been. So, I want to enjoy life and, you know, do all the other stuff. That's why, you know, if Wyatt wants to ride, then that's cool. If not, play baseball, whatever it is, you know, I'm ready for whatever experience there is, except going to freaking all these amateur races.
Going to sit in that world. Yeah.
Except I might like to race Mammoth here sometime.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. I like that place.
Well, come on, you could be a gnarly mini dad with Wyatt.
Yeah, no. I hate the mini dads.
Yeah. So, did you ever find your green Pee-wee that got ripped off?
No, I never found the green PW. It sucks because I live right around the corner from here, but yeah, someone got into the garage and took it, and yeah, it's freaking gone. So I don't know. I hate thieves too. It's freaking just so stupid, but it was a bummer because every time we'd get home from riding or whatever, I'd grab Little Man and throw him on the PW. We'd go cruise around the neighborhood. So just had to go take another $1,100 out of my pocket to get him a new one.
But didn't you also pay to like, get the green fenders?
Yeah, well, I bought this stuff on PW only, so it's like out in Florida, and it's like the only company that has like different color plastic. So I was just like, dude, I gotta hook it up and make it look all sick. So I dialed it in, made it all green, put his numbers and all the stuff on it, had it all dialed in, and yeah, then it got stolen. So.
Man, what if they're watching you right now? Give them a message.
Probably shouldn't.
So, dude, it's kind of funny because I remember you at REM and stuff every weekend. You're a little kid, and now you have a son. I mean, obviously, I follow you on Instagram and stuff, and Twitter. And you were at our studio the other day, but you're super pumped on being a dad.
Yeah, it's the coolest feeling I've ever experienced in my whole life. Like, it tops any high moment I've ever had. You know, it's just so rad. Like, I can't even explain it. You know, it's one of those things that, and I think it happened in a perfect time in my life where, you know, I needed it, and it's just, dude, it's all world.
Yeah, it changes every day. Gives you something to look forward to.
Yeah, I don't even care about anything else. You know, right. So it's cool.
So Soupy's wrapping down. We got 3 left. Obviously, I started outdoor testing.
Yeah.
All along, you've said, "Hey, I just got to get back, make it through Supercross, and get to outdoors. And so you got to be stoked on national start.
Oh man, it's been good because after LA when I got hurt, it was one of those things where, like, all right, didn't know how long the injury was going to take, and we knew the Supercross was going to be kind of a wash. So I was like, all right, what are we going to do? And in that way, Paul's like, hey, when we get back riding, let's just start doing outdoor stuff and, you know, get it going. And I feel really comfortable on the bike right now, even though we've only done a couple weeks of testing, and I mean, we still could use a little bit more work, but dude, it's been going good. And I wanted to use Supercross to build into outdoors, so that way I can bring some momentum and just be on the gate and know how it's going to be.
Yeah. How do you think the Cowie's going to be for you outdoors?
Oh, dude, I think the bike's freaking sweet. Yeah. Like, it reminds me like so much of the 09 Yamaha, just stable, just so good. Like, I'm having fun on it.
Yeah. What kind of bike do you like handling wise? Like you know, James likes to ride way over the front of the bike, so he needs a bike that has a stable front end, which he's not on.
Yeah.
But
I think what I'm on right now is perfect for me. Like, that's, you know, it fits well right now. And you know, a lot of the manufacturers went and changed their bikes and, you know, tried to make them lighter and turn tighter and, you know, all this other stuff, where I think it's kind of making a lot of people struggle. And for me, I think that fits my style more, kind of like almost a heavier bike, but, you know, something that's way more stable. So I'm just, dude, it's working good.
Yeah. How's the rest of the team? I mean, you're working with Paul and Oscar. Those dudes are sick. I mean, they've been at the highest level.
Yeah, no, that's why I wanted to be on the team to begin with. You know, like Mike Kraniak came up to, or we talked on the phone, and I just told him, like, dude, you have the best guys I know. Like, and if I put all my hard work and dedication into it, I know we can do something good. And I felt that was the best way for me to go. And working with Oscar is amazing. You know, he's worked with James, and, you know, they've won races. I mean, plenty of races. So he knows, they all know what it's about, and they can help me in that way, kind of, you know, figure this stuff out. So it's good.
Yeah. How about your teammate Chizzy? What's it like being on?
Chiz is funny,
What's
dude.
it like being on a team with his wife?
She's definitely wide open, you know. But they're a lot of fun. So it's cool to have a teammate that's, you know, not really bitter, and, you know, doesn't, you know, it's good. It works out good, and I think, you know, if we get to ride, and, you know, now that he's out here in California, I think we can have a good shot at making some good finishes in the outdoors.
Nice. Where do you think you belong outdoors? Where are you expecting to be?
I expect, maybe not right off the bat, but here soon, I want to be on the podium, and that's where I believe I can be. And it's just it's gonna take a little bit. I know that, you know, it's just, I haven't rode outdoors. Same thing, you know, I've been hurt, so I want to go out and get some time on the bike and race and just figure it all out and then make a run for it at the end, you know.
So you have victory in Supercross and outdoors. Which is sweeter?
They're both sweet. I don't know. I mean, it's just, they're both totally different, you know. And outdoors is just grueling pain, just gnarly the whole time, where Supercross is kind of flashy, you know, show and whatever. But I think outdoors probably meant the most, because that's the one where you're working hard, and to be able to do that for 2 30-minute motos and still bust out a win and go 2-1, like, that was my best day. You know, I felt good on the bike, and it was just, I think that one felt pretty good, but definitely 2009 Anaheim was my favorite.
So you got a lot of new stuff going on this year, a new team, new gear company, brand new gear company, and then you just signed up with the unit guys. I mean, how did the unit thing come about? Was it because of association with Chiz, they wanted to get the whole team, or was it totally
No, it was totally different. You know, I was wanting to make a lot of changes. You know, it was one of those things where I kind of just wanted to wipe the slate clean and start fresh and just build a whole new image for myself. And you know, I didn't even really think it was going to happen for the most part, but, you know, Tony gave me a call and he said, hey, I want to talk to you about maybe wearing unit. And we went back and forth for a little while and kind of went radio silent for a bit. And, you know, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. And somehow it came about again when he was up north and was like, hey, you know, I'm up here riding with, you know, a bunch of guys and just thinking about it again, and didn't know if you had checked everything out. And so I went on the website and was, you know, looking at all this stuff, and it was cool. Like, I felt like that image would have fit what I wanted to go with. You know, it was more of like, you know, what I felt like I would wear more, you know, and instead of just the plain old stuff. So, you know, I talked to Tony and we got together and we made something happen, and I'm really stoked with those guys. They've done a lot for me just in the last few months that I can't even explain. You know, they're pretty cool, and it's just a great company to be a part of, and you know, I'm excited. The Aussies are stoked, so it's good.
Do you have a Fruit Loop shirt?
No Fruit Loop shirt. The wife won't let me wear it.
So I know one of the things that they're stoked about having you is like going to do free ride machines.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to do it, but you know, our focus is on racing, you know, and I've kind of gotten distracted a few times by doing, you know, stuff like that, but you know, that's what's fun, you know. I like to go out to the desert and shoot, you know, big jumps and have fun, and that time will come, you know, once we're ready to once it's ready, you know. So I got to focus on what I need to do first to make that happen, and then we'll be out there doing big jumps.
Dude, like some of the stuff that Schweitzer's filmed of you, I just trip out. Like, how do you even work up to going that big in the dunes? Like,
honestly, I've thought about it too. Like I don't know. It's just something like when I get there, it hits me. It's weird. Like I look at it once I'm done, I'm like, what was I thinking? You know, like some of the stuff was pretty retarded, but it's all fun, you know. Yeah. I love it.
Hey, how's your hand healed up? Your finger?
Everything's good now. Fingernails all the way grown back now.
Oh, nice.
So we're good. That thing was freaking mangled.
So you're loading your bike or unloading your bike?
No, loading it. Went to go lift the front wheel up into the back, and I didn't realize my finger had slipped in between the disc, and once it did, it got the rotor and chopped it.
Dude, did you get all lightheaded? Because like seeing your body looking like it's not supposed to look sometimes.
It actually didn't even look that bad. Like I was like, I cut my finger, and then I flipped it around, and then my finger fell down. And then I'm then I was like, oh crap, and I look at Oscar and I'm like, dude, should I go to the hospital? He's like, yeah. He's like, you're not gonna super glue it. And I'm just like, I didn't even know what to do. I was just like freaking out. But we raced Day in the Dirt next weekend.
Yeah, I remember that.
That all taped up.
So beyond 2012, I mean, are you with the team for 13 as well?
Yeah, we have a 2-year deal, so it's sweet. So
as a professional racer, is a 1-year deal stressful? Like, I mean, it's obviously.
I mean, I think so. I think, you know, that just shows what they want to do with you is just kind of filter you in and out, you know. And I think that's stupid, you know. I think that they need to have more of. I don't know. It's hard to explain, and I don't want to put my foot in my mouth, but it's, you know, a lot of the guys know what I'm talking about, and you know, that's how it is. But unfortunately, that's how our sport is, and we have to deal with it that way. And hopefully, one day it'll change, but we don't know.
Yeah. So, what is being a professional racer like compared to what you thought it was going to be like? Like when you were racing REM, winning everything, and you're thinking, dude, I want to be a pro. Is it what you thought it was going to be? Is it what it's cracked up to be?
I mean, yeah, definitely. When you think, all right, when you win races, you never would have thought, you know, like that kind of feeling, or you know, that way. But you have no idea. When you're that young, you have no idea what you're getting into with the politics behind it, and you know, stuff like that. It's not just racing your dirt bike and having fun. You know, there's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears that go into every single thing that you do and every minute of the day. So it's definitely different. I didn't, you know, when you're a kid, you don't know everything. So.
Yeah. Is it I mean, it obviously feels like a job sometimes, but what's the toughest part? Is it the training? Is it the testing, all the riding?
No, I think it's just the constant going and going and going of the sport of racing. You know, they keep adding supercrosses and keep cutting pay. And, you know what I mean? It's just like, I know the economy is going, but somebody's making money, so it's like, you know, it's a lot of racing. I mean, you know, we only get a couple months off after September, but even that's really not enough time because we're trying to get ready for January. And so it's like you're just constantly going and going and going, and I think that's what beats you down. And you know, yeah, it's tough.
Yeah, the travels.
Yeah, traveling, and you know, you're flying out on Fridays, coming home Sundays, riding Monday. You know, going through the whole week, flying out Friday, and you're just doing it all year long, just non-stop.
Yeah.
And you know, like that's why I understand why some of the guys wanted to do Supercross only stuff, like James, and you know, it's gnarly, especially when you've been doing it for so long, and you know.
Yeah, and it's the travel of it sucks even more when you have a kid. Like,
yeah, and that makes it even harder, you know. You want them to go, but then you're like, dude, I won't get any sleep. Then we got to bring strollers, and we got to, you know, make sure everything's here. It's just like, you used to just grab your backpack and your freaking gear bag and your knee braces, and you were on your way, you know.
Yeah.
But it's not like that anymore.
Right. So today you're headed to Comp Edge then?
Yeah, today we're gonna do some outdoor testing and competitive edge, and see how it goes. You know, I'm pretty sore from the gym yesterday, so I don't know how much ride I'm gonna do today.
Nice.
But
how different is your setup? Like, how much testing goes into it? Is it mostly suspension, or is it engine stuff too?
It's a little bit of everything. Like we're, you know, we're still working on. Like I changed my bar mounts the other day just because, you know, I'm just still trying to feel that comfort level of the bike and stuff like that. But we've done some motor testing, and yeah, that's our main goal, is to get the suspension kind of good enough to where we can, you know, ride it anywhere. And that's my goal. And you know, you're never gonna have a perfect setup at a race, and I think that's what you got to try to find, is something that you're really comfortable with, that you know how it's gonna react, and then you adjust your, you know, settings from there. So we're just trying to get that perfect feel right now.
When you're doing suspension testing, is it mostly Brett that you're working with, or do you deal with Ross and Will too?
Yeah, Ross comes out a few times. He's been out to the Supercross track. We haven't seen him for any of the outdoor stuff yet, but and then Brett as well. But we have pretty much our whole team is, you know, behind us, and they're there if we need it. So it's kind of everyone together.
Brett Leaf's like an old dude on Jeff Ward Kawasaki team too. So.
It was funny. We were up at where were we? Paula the other day, and Ryan Hughes says he was going to race some old KX 500 for some race, and he asked Brett, "Oh, I need you to do my suspension." And we're like, dude, do you even have to? Like, they're so, you know.
Nice.
But it was pretty funny.
Right on.
So.
Well, hey, we don't want to hold you up on testing, so thanks for hooking up.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks. I appreciate it.
Can't wait to see you outdoors.
It'll be good.